You mic'd up, buddy?
God, I got it. So.
Maybe you weren't.
Okay. I'm like your dad now. At that point, sit your ass down.
You're making me paranoid.
You're making me.
Hello, boys and girls.
And I'm Bailey. I'm Rizo.
And I'm Bailey, and this is Marching into Madness. And
it is worth every effort.
Play some Frogger.
yeah, our topic of this month was China. We did a deep dive into China. Specific topics, all the drama surrounding it, all that crap.
All the good shit.
Everything from NBA politics, a little bit of the background of the history, down to what the protests are, and how Trumpito's getting his tiny little fingers all up in there, right?
I'm gonna kick you off. I spent the entire month researching this topic, and if anybody asks me about China ever again, I'm gonna destroy them.
Blow a gasket.
I'm gonna beat the
That's why we started this. I'm making you a superior Twitter arguer.
I don't want to hear the word China ever again.
You go over to China.
Do you want to go? It's going to be an informal thing, and we have broken it down, still structured.
Yeah.
To make it organized, so he can edit it and I can be able to do it properly. It'll help me speak more.
Okay.
Right. Word. The first one, we'll be talking about China.
Yeah.
Like, why did we pick China? Why did we pick China? I can answer this.
Okay.
Riza. We picked China because Bailey wanted to do it.
Wow, this was a decent idea. You kept ranting about Blizzard and how important it is, like in terms of like the corporate shit and all the YouTube stuff, right? So I thought it would be a good idea to give like a little bit of a deep dive because a lot of people don't have context on the background of it.
I honestly thought this whole China because like I learned a lot unnecessarily, a lot, and I hate myself for doing that. The real reason is because like China is such a mysterious entity.
Yeah.
We don't know anything. It's like Mars, except it's like you can go there.
Yeah.
On the same day. So we don't know anything about China. We don't know how the inner workings of it though. What's going on in the government. It's not as transparent as the Western countries. So we kind of wanted to have like this sort of insight, we can look into those. Like, take a sneak peek behind those.
Yeah, well, because it's
curtains or whatever.
They're very complicated curtains, and many people. I always say it's a stupid hippie point, but you only see the headlines, right?
Yeah, and people only read them.
Yeah, let alone like without the nerdiness to provide the context of how they became China.
Yeah,
why they don't really trust people. A lot of people
British,
don't even. Especially in our generation, right? The Hong Kong was passed over when we were kids.
Yeah, like
right before we were kids.
I was born in '92, and like 3 years later, Hong Kong was its independent.
Yeah, and so anyone younger than us has absolutely no context as to why it was a British thing. Like, I've got family in Scotland because a lot of Scottish and Irish people went over to Hong Kong because it was like, a new opportunity.
It's a colony there,
right?
Like the British Empire has impacted my people differently.
Yeah.
Very differently. There's a reason, the British is the reason why Pakistan even is a country.
Yeah.
So it's like, thank you, but not really at the same time because we could be living in peace in India.
Yeah.
But no, we're just gonna do that. So, thoughts on China. I think China is it's like, I don't trust it. It's like that, it's like a STD. It's like herpes of the STD. Like it won't kill you, but it's not good to have.
I think of it as creepily as it's portrayed in Mr. Robot.
Yes. You watched that?
Yeah. On paper, they try to be a sociable government, but they're doing all this nasty, creepy shit behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Not in a weird Russia way, too, though.
It could be in a weird Russia way, though. I feel like it could be. I feel like China is like years ahead of us. So they're able to do all these things.
And it's the manpower, right?
Yeah, there's many more of them.
Not in that way. It's the abuse of human rights.
In that sense.
Like you have free labor, right?
Yes.
Like, the cornerstone of U.S. economics is free labor, and we're slowly stripping away all the free labor from the U.S. government, which is a very good fucking thing to be doing.
Yeah.
But we're starting to see the economic impacts, right? Especially when it comes to like even the debates of tax reductions nowadays in our modern elections. So China is...
So don't tell me about China.
I know China.
China.
Whether it's China
is still taking advantage.
China
is still taking advantage of that free labor.
Yeah.
Those camps that supposedly don't exist.
It's going to be hard because I feel like America isn't really okay. Y'all can roll your eyes, but I feel like America isn't a dictatorship as much as China. So China really has that control about it's going to try to have control of every aspect.
So
China expert here, who is ironically a white boy.
I studied to redeem my lesser Caucasian qualities.
It's your white guilt that made you try to become
I went to university to study colonial history.
So you're like, damn, we suck.
Know a little bit about the Middle East and Irans too, but
Irans.
I wanted to give a little context that it was also a colonial nation that the Brits also screwed over, for lack of a better word.
Yes.
They came in there. It was another place where they took natural resources. They literally, the man of wars, you know, those famous ships they brought up?
Big ass ships.
They were invented so that they could fuck up China. Because they would take the man of war and just drive it up the river, and just any towns, any farmers, anything on the coast.
You know what?
And imagine that though. Back then, that would be fucking terrifying. There's no tanks, there's no cars, there's no planes.
You see a cannon come at you, like, what the fuck is that?
Thing you see this massive ship with literally like 50 cannons on each side, and it's just rolling down the river, sounding like dynamite, like pop, 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 pop. It would be fucking terrifying if you had no other like technological context. If those are the only.
And did China have a navy at that?
Well, like point? They had their little merchant navy, not enough to stop a giant
man of war. You know what? I'm gonna like just go on a mini tangent. In Assassin's Creed 4, they have it's Black Flag, and you get to shoot and kill man of wars. They're the hardest thing to fucking take down because they're like 3 layers of cannons, and you only have 1.
And if I'm correct, it was before they started switching to steel ships. They were starting to coat some of their wooden ships with iron. It's what they made them more protected.
Yes.
It's also a gamble of why the British military started to lose superiority, because they put all their money into like, oh, this is going to be the new shit. And then they figured out they could make boats out of metal. And they're like, oh, well, we just spent all this money on wooden boats.
How do we feed our people? They're protesting shit. Psych.
But more importantly, summary, with all the Honk Kong protests, I don't think many people know that it was Hong Kong was obtained from China.
We're here, by the way.
Why am I skipping ahead?
Yeah, we're here.
Talk about the history shit.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine. The opium wars and all that. Is they took a lot from the country. A lot.
British did a lot, like to I don't know the extent of the damage, but the British did a lot, and it was basically why Japan was able to conquer.
They did what they were doing, what all the colonial governments and what America is doing now. They caused a lot of the civil unrest because they tried to pick a city that was going to be the new capital city, and this is going to be the new governor.
Right. Okay.
Right, and then they had their own emperor though at the same time.
The Chinese?
Yeah,
okay.
The Chinese had their own emperor, and then the British were saying, no, this is the capital. It was Canton, if I'm correct. Like, this is the capital city.
I like how a country from
that's where Cantonese comes from. Cantonese is what the British thought. The British was trying to make them all speak Cantonese, and that's why it's a prideful thing to be Mandarin as the country's language now.
It's like Russell's my jimmies when an external government or people dictate your way of life. So it's like, excuse me, do we come to your country and tell you to stop drinking your tea?
But I think it's taken highly for granted the impacts of like That was only 100, like, it was 1860.
Yeah, so just over 100 years ago. Yeah,
not that long ago. So no wonder they have resentment towards Western influences.
It's not. Yeah, I believe it's one of the few colonies that actually has some resentment. The other ones don't care anymore. Because now look at Britain. It's being.
I guess it's Brexiting all over itself.
Thank God. That's a weird image. Just seeing like Boris Johnson like with his pants down, like Brexit. China and human rights like are not. You would never ever put those two into the same sentence, right?
No.
So next topic. Okay.
Yeah. Well, in terms of their human rights, it's like a very intriguing process because it's supposed to be the People's Republic, right? And I use this allegory when we were fucking around, right? It's not the People's Republic. The people don't own the Republic. The Republic owns the motherfucking people, bro.
Yes, and that's what. Again, we were talking about that earlier. So it's a pseudo republic. It isn't real.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a label. But it doesn't mean anything. No. It's like Dwight, assistant to the regional manager. It's a label to make him feel good.
Just like we're the Republic of Canada, but we're socialist.
We're socialist, yeah. It's like saying Last Jedi was a bad Star Wars movie.
Because it was.
It's a title, but it doesn't mean anything because it's a fucking Star Wars movie. Okay, that's
That's a good one. Good jab.
Yeah. The government especially, not the people, but the government have done some very heinous things to Muslims, to people from different religions. And because they want to control that aspect of it, because atheism is such an easy thing to control people with, it isn't and it is. But if you force an ideology onto somebody, it's going to be easy to manipulate them. But then it becomes that counterculture sort of be like, no, I'm not... Praise Allah, something like that.
So the idea, right, is then you either take a Western nation approach, you either go like, here, counterculture is cool, bro, let's make pop culture around it. Or you take China's bone crushing method.
Like
bone crush that out of it.
Do you play Diablo one too many times? And he's just like, I'm going to use that on my people. And like, that's good sentiment he's sending to his population. Our leader won't kill us. But better not say shit.
Oh God!
As your eyes get like, well. So Tibet. Okay, so Tibet to me, I have been there. No kidding, I've never been there.
That'd be cool.
I would want to go there. I played it in video games. That's all I can tell. Tibet is a very historically accurate place. It's at the foothills up the Himalaya.
How was a place historically accurate?
I just had said words and it came out.
Okay. All right.
Tibet is like a geographically beautiful place, but what the Chinese government is doing in there is like, come on, like let these people live. They're not doing anything. They're not even a part of China. On paper.
Yeah.
I mean, on paper, they are a part of China, but in reality, there's a freaking border there.
Yeah. If I am correct, they were shooting monks for helping other monks light themselves on fire.
Yeah. I have a huge like thing about the monks because the monks a couple years ago were extremist monks were killing Muslims in I forget in Myanmar.
Yeah, in Myanmar.
Yeah. So but I'm pretty sure
technically they could argue that they're not the same type of Buddhist monks.
I was gonna say these are probably more or less the Dalai Lama stuff going on.
They're OG Buddhists, like their avatar, like their job is to be there and to meditate and like catch
and firebend.
Support firebend the new Dalai Lama.
Why doesn't Dalai Lama just firebend? That'd be so cool. That'd be like great. Like we solved so many problems there.
He can knowledge bend. That's why he knowledge bends.
Oh man! But he's such a peaceful person. It makes me kind of confused about how they have this guy who won't harm a fly.
Yeah, and that's what they're asking. Like, hey, we want this guy who just sits on a chair and says smart things
to not be a part of it.
Like, no, like the Tibetan people are like, that's who we want to lead us.
Yeah, not whoever this guy is.
Not you threatening to crush our bones.
Yeah, like and remove our history and stuff. That part kind of like makes me upset. Like, why are you removing history and stuff? It's like what the Al Qaeda did in like Afghanistan. They blew up all these like
all the old temple,
stuff.
Everything that was
because it's not Islamic and stuff like that.
Right, it was what I got. There's sect wrong, but they blew up anything that was, because they're
Shia or Sunni, I'm not sure.
I think they're Shia.
I'm Shia.
So they're Sunni.
I'm Sunni.
No, that's right. Yeah, so they're Shia. Then. Yeah. So they blew up anything that was also Sunni or anything like that.
Or
so
Ahmadi.
it's like that's just a dickload of fucking history.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you're there. There's the Hutterites, not the Hutterites, the Huns. Yeah. I forget what they're called. The ones that were there during Troy, but whatever. No. Troy was
like Troy the movie
by the ancestors of the Ottomans, and the ancestors of the Ottomans were called the Attilans or something like that.
I have no idea then. Attila the Hun.
No, Attila the Hun's Russian, but that's okay. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. You'll be edit this part out.
Let's say China.
So the Hong Kong protest, I think it needed to happen. It's good that it's happening. Granted, it sucks that people are losing their lives, but it's a counterculture. It's a reactionary.
You gotta push against the man, bro.
Or he'll crush your bones.
Yeah. I agree that it needed to happen. It's good that they stood up for themselves, and because otherwise it would have gotten just swept under the rug too quietly if there wasn't a mess made.
Yeah.
They would have just stomped on it. They would have just stomped on it if they didn't make a big weeks-long deal about it.
Yeah,
all this shit. It just would have. It would have been another Tiananmen Square. Like Tiananmen Square is a thing that happened.
Yeah, and they're covering it up.
I guarantee you, 90% of the people you ask only know that guy standing in front of the.
Did he get crushed? I think so, right?
I'm pretty sure he fucking did.
Yeah,
but ask the average guy on the internet if that's what happened. Ask him why he was doing that.
Yeah, I don't even know the whole. I'm going to sound ignorant, and I don't even know the gist of it or anything.
Exactly.
So that's how good China is at covering. Well, not good, but it's like that's how efficient.
It had something to do with college tuitions. I can't remember exactly if they were taking them away or limiting the amount, but they were restricting college funds from the government. In some manner. I don't remember exactly.
Interesting. That's again, China's a paradise.
Do you think they should report to the international audience what is going on in their nation currently? With
I think they should, but they won't. They definitely won't. You know what's weird?
They should at least give us a bullshit reason.
Like MBS said, we didn't actually kill him, and they were like, okay, we accidentally killed him. That should definitely.
And we accidentally sliced him up in a.
He accidentally fell.
Fit him into a briefcase.
And we accidentally followed him into the embassy.
And we just coincidentally had that empty briefcase on us.
and coincidentally, I was on the Skype call as it was happening because he actually like.
Oh shit!
They did a Skype call in front of him, and they did it while MBS was watching.
Shit.
And that's why the West does not know what they're dealing with, by the way. The Muslim community will tell you, outside of me, do not f with this guy. Because he's
there you go, give me discounts.
I think it's jokes that a country is trying so hard to cover up so many things, but telling the world that they're good.
Yeah.
The first indication, if you want the world to see that you're great, everything's going great, just let it all hang out.
Let your nuts hang.
Let your to the floor. Yeah.
That works. Let's go.
Trump was a pedo too. They're only going after him.
No, but because.
He didn't kill himself. I agree.
I think, I agree with you that you would get. It's about time to get sick of it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But we don't even have to talk about the conspiracy aspect. Just why is no one reporting on the findings of the case? This should be a big deal.
Like I don't care that he killed himself. I think he deserves to die.
Just in the news cycle, the fact that it disappeared from the news cycle altogether is like that's. Yeah. Forget about the conspiracy shit.
There's fucking pictures of him and Trump. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Everybody's wrong. Not just the left, not just the established Democrats. The Clintons are like the worst of the worst.
Oh yeah, a lot of them. I don't like the Clintons.
I don't even like. I like the only ones I like now. It's genius. All right. Topic 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Xin Jinping.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna get that.
Okay.
I think
Honey Bear.
Honey Winnie the Pooh.
Right.
I think he is beep. he's a mother beeper for, you know, doing the things he's done. Like, how do you get a hard on for, well, actually that makes sense.
Because he's taking on Mao's pride.
Nobody wants Mao's pride.
He does.
The one person?
He does.
Okay.
And that's what matters. Because if they don't want it, he'll show them what it takes to want it.
Republic of China.
And he knows what's best for the people.
Of China.
China. China. China. China.
Yes.
Okay. But I'm saying is this
that's his dictator perspective.
Yeah. So he is so we can agree that he is a dictator.
Yeah, just like Erdogan is, but he doesn't have the title of it.
Erdogan's a dictator?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Well,
he's been in like 3 or 4 terms, but that's a whole other.
Like, so what Erdogan did, he literally changed up his country's like constitution. Be like, I get to be in power indefinitely, and you're like, why? What if? Okay, sure, because he won. It was a unanimous vote. How he won that, and the people who were against it, I'm pretty sure he threw in prison. I'm pretty sure. But now, because China's economy is slowing down, that debate may be up again. Because he may be like, we trusted you. We kind of don't want to do this term. This experience is great. It's you, not us.
That's called the Night of Daggers happens.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck that was with the Nazis.
Caesar? Oh, okay.
The Nazis, the Night of Daggers, when he killed all his opposition parties after he...
Oh, yeah. That movie is fucking Tom Cruise is in that movie.
That shit's so dark.
I know.
It's like you vote Hitler in the presidency.
And you all die. Yeah.
Y'all dead tonight.
Bitches. That's how I want to be president. They're like, yo, whoever was against me, you're dead.
I think whatever.
Jinping.
I think he's doing... I think he has that nationalist... He's been poisoned by the well of nationalism. So he probably thinks he's doing the right thing for his country and for his nation. More so than a Putin. Because I think a Putin knows I'm being Putin because I'm the richest motherfucker.
Yeah, Putin is more like Putin is basically making Russia an oligarchy.
Because he wants the oligarchy.
Is that the right word?
Yeah, it is, actually.
Right.
I think this guy, the Chinese dude, is like literally... I think he's just that into his nationalism. Yeah. I don't think he's like in it to be the best.
No, he wants China to be great again, as you said a couple times.
He's blinded by that.
Yeah, and like again, but at the same time, he's pushing China's economy. It's being steamrolled, and then he's like has this plan that's gonna.
Because their excuse that's valid is the same one that they use for the environmentalism is that they're going through their industrial revolution. So
yes.
They should have the same right.
That's exactly it. That's exactly
They're going through their industrial revolution. Mm-hmm. That means their crash is going to come.
In like the next 20, 30 years, probably.
But we had the Great Depression.
Yeah, so the 2020s are now coming. So could that be now the new Great Depression?
Who knows? We shall see.
We shall see in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But no, I'm saying that he seems to not grasp the fact that there are countries around him that have failed in dictatorship, or they're so isolated now.
But he doesn't see himself as a dictator. That's why.
That's the thing. But I was watching an interview, a news, John Oliver, and he was talking about him, and he sort of asked the people, or he cut the B-roll of another news report of this British news channel asking Chinese people how they feel about him. It's like, he's great. He brought jobs to us. Like, I don't care if he's going to be president for so long. It's because he's doing so much good for the people in the country. Meanwhile, he's like torturing shit, but then he's censoring all that stuff and being like, hey, I'm a good president, but I don't see myself as a dictator. I see myself as a democratically appointed. These are blinders, by the way. Yeah. Because he can't see.
Yeah. He's just looking at the carrot.
Looking at the carrot. Or the honey.
No, okay. The honey on the stick. That's the way to
I am so good at that.
Lining them up and knocking them down. Trump.
So Trump, my God, Trump is like a horny schoolgirl. It's like that ex you cannot get, like that high school relationship ex that you cannot get I'm rid of, he's always come, or he or she is always coming back. Trump and Xi Jinping are like that. They're like this interwoven love affair going on.
Yeah.
They hate each other 1 minute, and the next minute they're like in each other's pants.
Yeah.
Metaphorically speaking.
Just diddling.
I hope I'm metaphorically.
Yeah.
Because then Trump will be lying to a lot of people if he's not gay. I think Trump, he's just like, he's again dealing with this issue as he's dealt with any other issue. It's like eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah.
Do I hate him now? Okay, I guess I hate him. So
No, I think he's senile. I think he just has no forethought.
No.
He has other people deal with it
Yeah.
his whole life. So now that he's
he's just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just gonna get on Twitter and just bitch about it. And he does it, and it doesn't do anything but make him look like an ass.
I don't think a president should have access to Twitter.
I don't think,
Even if you were a good president,
yeah, you shouldn't have access.
use Twitter.
Like Obama barely used Twitter.
He didn't even really use it. Even if he did, it was like clearly it's gone through his staff.
Yeah, even our prime minister doesn't use Twitter anymore.
Yeah,
or he does, but it's more like he's kind of saying low because of all that. Canada's so divided right now. Okay, so his rule again, he has been around 3. His rule is just like it's very autocratic. Is that right? Autocratic?
Yeah.
Autocratic. He's making himself a demigod, I think.
Yeah.
He's becoming like Mao. So you know how Mao had that whole thing?
Yeah.
We're gonna see statues of him. And it's that weird it's this weird Eastern, because it happens in a lot of Eastern cultures about like when power comes up, you get hungry for it. A lot of Eastern, like India is going through it right now with Modi. He's a nationalist, a fascist nationalist. A lot of my Indian friends don't like me when I say that because he is a fascist. He kills Muslims, and
I've been at the butt end of these debates. I definitely do not know as much as you, but
like
yes, I've witnessed it. I have some friends from Mumbai who are very opinionated.
Bollywood needs to distance themselves instead of taking photo ops with a fucking murderer. And it's you can't breathe. He censors. Even we were talking about women. Women. Woman. And for the edit, you should have like a mammoth in the background, just doing shit. No, but he basically made a new constitution, I think, and he's not doing like for the women's rights. It's more like he's taking the country right back a little bit more. Where the country's going towards more democratic, he's saying no. Again. What Democratic president says, I want to be president for the rest of my life? What Democratic president says?
Yeah, and he's probably looking at Trump and saying he's the head of a democratic nation, and he grabs the...
See.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think the difference between Trump and China, or Xi Jinping, is the fact that the executive branch is way more powerful than Trump in the States.
Yeah.
But it's him. It's all Jinping. It's all one monolithic entity that just spreads his sexy body across across that red sexy nation.
That red silk curtain.
Silk curtain.
Rather than iron curtain.
Or the meat curtains.
This is sexier. Thank you.
Future, not the rapper, but the literal word.
No dirty Sprite at this table.
No dirty Sprite. No diamonds.
No beast mode.
No masks off.
Okay, good job keeping up.
Thanks, man.
All right.
So the future of China is what? What do you think it's going to be like? Huh?
There's a good joke in there somewhere that's probably racial, but
it is definitely racial. And I'll say it. I'm not afraid. I don't have that
future of China is my aforementioned industrialization. For some reason, all of our episodes, even the ones that people haven't seen, have somehow ended up talking about the long-lasting impacts of colonialism.
Well, they have to, because this is like a typical
I know. Yeah. So
it makes sense here.
They think the long-lasting impacts of colonialism would do its damage when you try to strip people of their culture and their identity, and then that oppressing force leaves. It leaves a power vacuum that's naturally going to generate and breed a toxic variety of nationalism.
Yeah.
And
It's happening in Europe right now.
Exactly. Yeah. After the monarchies leave, after whenever that fucking vice grip lets go, someone else is going to try to replace it. And so overall, I think it's dark, but I don't think they have long left. That's all I was just going to try.
To China?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean they have long?
I think you said like 20 years. I think they got 20 years.
Oh, 20 years? I think minimum is 20 years. I think they could go longer, but the future. How I see it is that China is going to shape everything about this world. It's going to be different. Because when America became a superpower, the world was still there was like still a lot of the world that was untouched.
Yeah.
Now we have China knows every corner of this planet, so it'll be different of how China, because China knows what to do and what not to do, because they've seen empires fall.
That's true.
So they have a list of things to do. Yeah. Oh, don't elect a child. Okay, good. Don't elect a black man. Okay, good. Don't elect a person doing a black man or a white man who thinks he's black. Okay, good. Right.
Okay.
So they know these things, but at the same time, they're doing things that sort of contradict their whole, like, the human rights thing. Like, you can't be well, you can be, actually. Because once you become superpower, rules don't apply to you.
And so I think my also more elaborate and nerdy theory, as we're talking about nationalism rising up internationally, riding up the butt crack of the world, but still rising as well. Because nationalism is becoming such a bigger deal right now. All the nations are going to be starting to look at moving manufacturing back to their lands. They're going to be doing less.
No, but Trump said he's going to bring jobs back to America, bro.
Yeah.
Make America great again.
And as France is saying that, and as Britain's saying that, as everyone else is saying that, now I don't think it's going to be some critical shit. I don't think the world's going to break. But it's going to take more business away from China. And in the advent of environmentalism, people want to use less scraps, less oils, less plastics. And that's what's being produced.
What I talked about is, what I will be talking about is like the China 2025, right? So they're going to be pushing such stuff, manufacturing and production to be made in China. So that they can be, self-reliant.
But can they make up for what's being taken away?
Like, I think so because China is now looking beyond that.
Okay.
Again, I'm not the.
This is all conjecture on both their parts.
Yeah. So I hope people.
I'd be much richer.
Yeah. I hope people take our
I'm
words.
too dyslexic for math.
I'm just retarded. And so what does this mean for the world? I think it means it's going to change everything. Geopolitical, it's going to change how trade is done. It's going to change how we interact with governments. It's going to change how we write about them. As a journalist, it's going to definitely alter, because we may be censored at that point, directly or indirectly. So I think it's going to be like a pure dystopian place.
I wanted
Blade Runner.
We're gonna have to learn Mandarin.
Yes, like
I already wanted to as a kiddo.
Yeah.
It's already been a goal of mine, so I think I'm gonna go learn Mandarin.
Right, like
this is what my summary of all.
My
this.
cousin, he was learning Mandarin in Pakistan.
Tech companies,
and he
business,
has to.
Media, all.
You have to, because you're going to be trading or doing business with it, and that scared the shit out of me, because I'm very bad at learning. I only know another language, and I butcher it.
Yeah.
And so Mandarin, please don't ask me to do Mandarin.
Well, see, I did okay with sign language, but I don't remember it anymore.
Yeah, sign language
to be able
isn't.
To speak it.
Deaf people aren't real. Okay, so journalism in China's world.
What journalism in their what?
In China's world, like, how do you think the
I think they'll do RT like you said, but it will be controlled as creepily as RT is. That's
RT,
it's an open media source, but clearly
there's still
they're getting some direction from somewhere.
I always thought, when I first discovered RT, I always thought RT was like a very anti-Russian, like CNN or CBC. I always thought it was that, but I'm like, no,
I think that's their social media is what's scarier, because if they create like an insulated social media,
then they're going to be able to control what goes out and what comes in and who's saying it and what they're saying.
You're actually controlling the flow of information.
Yeah, and that can... See, humans do not like to be controlled, and it's been shown out through every sort of rise and fall of empires.
Yeah.
So China still does not understand this, apparently, and they've seen it in the past that empires cannot hold down people because people had that knack to just get up and rise. Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, I had the random plug.
It's all right.
Like certain, like Braveheart, right?
Yeah, like Frogger.
Like Frogger. Like this guy, he's running away from his parents.
He's bullying his angst away.
He's bowling his angst away in 96.
Yeah.
Is that the year?
Yeah, that was me.
I just lost so much respect for you.
I quit after that.
Oh, thank God. Thank the fucking Lord. Anyways, so do you want to cut it there?
Yeah, I think bowling was enough. We gotta say thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.